Hey, I'm Greg Pimlott. I'm the pastor of Main Street United Methodist Church. Today's chapter of Rediscover Jesus, the book that our church is using as our daily Lenten devotional, is entitled Blind Spots. And in it, the author, Matthew Kelly, talks about how awkward and uncomfortable it is for many of us to watch a recording of ourselves doing something. I know for me, when we started live streaming the worship service here at the church, I really didn't like watching the live stream. There were so many things that I didn't realize I did when I was preaching. Repetitions of words, awkward motions, saying a lot more than I realized. The point of the chapter is we all have imperfections in our lives that we don't realize, but that are visible to God and often are visible to others as well. Now, a lot of them don't matter, right? We all have quirks. None of us is perfect. But there are some things about us that we don't even realize that may be standing in the way of our faith life and our faith witness. And if we're going to live out the calling and the life that God has planned for us, we need to ask the Holy Spirit to correct those faults and failings in our lives and in our hearts. Well, Matthew Kelly, the author, lists three characteristics that can help us in that process. The first, he writes, is humility. And he writes about humility: pride fuels the delusion that we see ourselves as we really are and situations for what they really are. Only the humble soul can truly advance in the spiritual life. The second that he lists is docility, which he describes as listening deeply and being coachable. And the third is being non-judgmental of ourselves and of others. And he writes, when we judge, we pretend to be God. I would add that that keeps us from listening to the one who actually is God, who is the only one who can mold us into the person that God created us to be and is calling us to become. Everybody's got blind spots. It takes humility and docility and a lack of judgmentalism to open ourselves to the moving of the Holy Spirit in our lives and hearts and to begin to fix those blind spots within us.